Ever wondered what the two tiny holes in a USB cable are for? It's a question that might have crossed your mind as you plugged in your smartphone or connected your printer to your computer. In this era of ubiquitous technology, USB cables are a common sight. They serve as the vital link between our devices, enabling the transfer of data and power from one gadget to another. They are the unsung heroes of our digital lives, working behind the scenes to keep us connected. But what about those two small holes at the end of the cable? Have you ever paused to consider their purpose? Well, you're not alone. Many of us use these cables daily without giving a second thought to these tiny details. So let's dive into the world of USB cables and unravel the mystery behind these two small holes. Stay tuned to discover the mystery behind these two small holes. Opening. The two tiny holes in a USB cable have a specific purpose. Now let's dive into why these two tiny holes exist on your USB cable. They're not just there for decoration or as a manufacturer's trademark. No, they serve a much more critical role. These holes are used for grounding. That's right, grounding. You might be wondering, what's grounding? It's a process employed in electronic devices to prevent unwanted electrical noise and interference. This unwanted noise, also known as electrical parasites, can disrupt the smooth functioning of your device, causing it to malfunction or, in worst-case scenarios, even damage it. So, how do these tiny holes help with grounding? Well, it's quite simple. When you connect your USB cable to any device, say your laptop or smartphone, the holes in the cable connect to the ground wire inside the device. This connection provides an escape route for these unwanted electrical signals, allowing them to flow into the ground instead of wreaking havoc in your device. Now, you might be thinking, so what? What does this have to do with my data transfer? Well, a lot, actually. Grounding not only protects your device from electrical noise, but also ensures a secure and error-free data transfer. It's like a security guard, keeping unwanted visitors out while ensuring that the invited guests, in this case, your data, get to where they need to go without any hiccups. So next time you plug in your USB cable, remember that the tiny holes you see are not just holes. They are the silent protectors of your data, ensuring that your transfer goes smoothly and securely, without any unwanted interference. Closing. So these tiny holes play a significant role in ensuring secure and error-free data transfer. Now that we know their purpose, how do these grounding holes actually work? Well, it's a fascinating blend of simplicity and brilliance. The two small holes in the USB cable are actually connected to a metal wire inside the cable. This metal wire, in turn, is connected to the main ground line. This ground line is typically found in the electrical outlet or the computer case, serving as a safety net for unwanted electrical signals. You see, when we connect our devices, there's always a chance for the accumulation of undesirable electrical signals. These signals can interfere with the smooth functioning of our devices. They may even cause damage in severe cases. That's where these tiny holes come into play. As soon as we plug in our USB cable, the metal wire connected to the holes leaps into action. It begins acting as a conduit, a path of least resistance for these unwanted signals. The signals are diverted from our devices and transferred to the main ground line via this wire. This process, known as grounding, ensures that our devices remain safe and sound, free from the potential harm of stray electrical signals. Think of it as a protective shield, an invisible barrier that stands guard, ensuring the smooth and secure transfer of data. It's like a silent sentinel, always on duty, protecting our devices from unseen threats. But it's not just about protection. Grounding also helps in enhancing the overall performance of our devices. By eliminating electrical noise, it ensures that our devices can communicate with each other in a more effective and efficient manner. So, the next time you plug in your USB cable, remember the quiet hero that makes it all possible. So, in essence, these seemingly insignificant holes play a vital role in our day-to-day tech life. They ensure that our devices are safe, our data transfers are smooth, and our tech experiences are seamless. Effectively, these holes serve as a protective shield for our devices. Let's delve a bit deeper into the world of USB cables and their tiny holes. You may have noticed that not all USB cables are created equal. The size of these grounding holes can in fact vary. Depending on the design and the manufacturer, you might come across cables with larger or smaller holes. The size difference, however, does not impact the primary function of these holes, which is to provide grounding. Now, you might be wondering, what about USB cables that don't have these holes? Yes, indeed, there are some USB cables out there that lack these grounding holes. These are typically used for low-power devices. The reason behind this is that these devices are less likely to generate a significant amount of electrical noise or interference, thus making grounding less necessary. But remember, this doesn't mean that they are inferior or less effective. They are simply designed for a different set of devices. Now let's clear up one last thing. Do these holes affect the functionality of the USB cable? The answer is no. The primary purpose of a USB cable is to transfer data, and this can occur without the presence of these holes. They are there to provide an additional layer of protection against electrical noise, ensuring a smoother and more secure data transfer. But even without them, your USB cable would still be capable of doing its job. In conclusion, these tiny holes in your USB cable might seem insignificant at first glance, but as we've learned, they play a crucial role in grounding, especially in high-powered devices. They help keep your data transfer secure and free from unwanted electrical interference. These holes, while small, are an important part of the design of USB cables. So there you have it. The mystery of the two small holes in a USB cable unraveled. As we've discussed, these tiny openings serve a crucial role in grounding the cable. They help to eliminate unwanted electrical noise and interference, ensuring a more secure and error-free data transfer between devices. The grounding process involves a metal wire within the cable that connects to the main ground line, typically found in your electrical outlet or computer case. When devices connect, unwanted electrical signals are transferred to the main ground line, providing a safer environment for your devices. Remember, not all USB cables have these grounding holes, and their sizes may vary. Cables without these holes are usually used for low-power consumption devices, and even without these holes, the cable can still transfer data. Next time you see a USB cable, you'll know exactly what those two small holes are for. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.